Hello, greetings, my little mathematicians. Alrighty, so this is day 3 of our digital learning day, as you all know. Alrighty, so what we're gonna do today is we are going to go ahead and get into finding the area of trapezoids. And remember in class I told you all that to find the area of trapezoids, there are actually two ways, and one way is this other formula, but we're not going to get into that. You all will get into that in years to come, maybe next year, 8th grade. But the way we're going to do it by decomposing our trapezoids into triangles and rectangles. So remember, with our irregular shapes, like the L shape that we've been doing, how, for example, say here, you know how you've been doing these here, the irregular shapes, and then to find the area, you've been like cutting it. Hold on, pen is tripping. Okay, so say this way here, and you have two rectangles, and then you find the area of each one. Well, we're going to do something quite similar to that, but instead with our trapezoids. So go ahead, take out a pencil and your paper. You should already have your journal ready, your notes, pencil. You should have all your material out anyway, because you know you have work that you're going to be doing. So go ahead, I'm going to give you a minute to take that out. Some of you searching for pencils just like you do in class, but hopefully you're at home and you have a pencil handy. Pencil, let's get it out. Okay, so hopefully you got your pencil out. Alrighty, so what we're going to do, I'm gonna just like I do in class, I'm gonna start off with an example. So this is a trapezoid here. Alrighty, so notice with trapezoids you have one pair of parallel sides, well, most cases, and then you have the other two sides that if you was to extend both sides here, this side going up and this side going up as well, they would eventually intersect, meaning they would cross paths. So what we're going to do here, and you can kind of get the idea here, remember this hyphen line here, this dashed line here, this is going to be our height line. Alright, that's our height line. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this trapezoid, and what we're going to do, we're going to draw a line going down here, and then we'll do the same here. So let me do that now. Alrighty. So notice all I did was I just drew a line here going down this way here. So you can see that you have a rectangle and you have two triangles. Alright, so we have three shapes here, and we know how to find the area of each of these. Remember, our rectangle is our length times width, and then our triangle is base times height divided by 2. You have to divide it by 2. Why did I say we have to divide by 2? Some of you are probably thinking it right now. Remember, we have to divide our triangles by 2 because triangles are half of what? Rectangles. Good job. Or squares, depending on what type of triangle it is. Alright, so what I'm going to do first is looking at this here, and notice here at the bottom, so this top part here is 3 inches, here we have 5 inches, and then here we have 7 inches. The bottom of our trapezoid is 7 inches. So similar to what we did with our irregular shapes, what you're going to want to do is go ahead and find the area of our rectangle, because we have all of the dimensions that we need for our rectangle to find the area. So remember, since I've sliced this shape up into 3 different shapes, 7 inches, I can no longer use that measurement, remember? Because the original trapezoid, this entire base here, this whole bottom part here was 7 inches, but since I sliced and diced it up, 7 inches, I can't use that anymore. So looking at my rectangle here, I have to look for the dimensions that make up the entire length and width of my rectangle. So here, 3 inches, we have our length here, 3 inches, and then we have our width going on here, 5 inches. So 3 times 5 will give me 15 squared inches. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write 15 square inches. That's the easy part, right? Finding the area of that rectangle in the center, that's the easy peasy part. You all know how to do that. Now, we have our triangles. Now, here's the part here, and listen carefully, and then you can pause this, rewind it, if you need to see it again. Alright, so notice here that 3 inches and 7 inches. What's the relationship between these two sides? Think about what we've discussed in class. The relationship between these two sides is that they are parallel to one another, right? They're right across from one another. So, with that being said, if I was to take this 3 inches here and bring it down to here, that means that from here to here is 3 inches. But keep in mind that this entire part here, the entire base of this trapezoid is 7 inches. But out of the 7 inches, from here to here is 3 inches. So let's think about that for a moment. If this entire base here is 7 inches, but just here to here is 3 inches, so what might the measurements be for the base of our triangles here? Let's think about that for a moment. So let me go ahead first and go ahead and subtract 3 from 7. Alrighty? So 3 from 7. So 7 minus the 3 leaves me with 4, right? So again, that means that this part here, and all I did was put 3 inches here. So that means that from here to here is 3, but all of this is 7. So that means that from here to here is 3. That means that I'm left with 4 inches. So let's think about that. And what I'll do, I'll even write down, I'll show 7 minus 3 gives me my 4 inches, right? So this is what we're working with now. So now we need to figure out, well, where are those 4 inches going to go? Because again, this whole bottom piece here is 7 inches. Here to here is 3, so we're left with 4 inches. How many triangles do we have? We have 1, we have 2. So if we have 4 inches that we need to divide amongst these 2 triangles, what do you think we need to do? So that it's divided evenly. So with those 4 inches that we have left over out of the 7 inches, we're going to divide that by 2 because we have 2 triangles. So what that means is, that means that if this is 3 inches, the base of this triangle is going to be 2 inches, and the base of this triangle is going to be 2 inches. So I'll do 2 inches here and 2 inches here. Alrighty? 2 inches here and 2 inches here. And so if I was to add these 3, the bases of these 3 shapes here, they should add up to 7. And let's see, 2 plus 3 gives me 5, and then another 2. 5 plus 2 gives me 7. So this entire base here is 7. We got it? Now that we have our dimensions, we can go ahead and find the area of our triangles. But wait. Notice here that the height of this triangle is 5 inches. So what do you think the height of this triangle is going to be? Think about the relationship between these 2 sides. They're right across from each other, meaning they're what? Right, parallel. They are parallel to one another. So that means that the height of this triangle is also going to be 5 inches. So I'll go ahead and label it. 5 inches here, 5 inches here. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and find the area of my triangle. Base is 2, height is 5. We know the formula, base times height, so 2 times 5 will give me 10. And then triangles, we know triangles are half of rectangles, so we have to divide by 2. Divided by 2, and that gives me 5. So my triangle is going to be 5 square inches. All right, 5 square inches. And this triangle has the same exact dimensions, 2 for the base, 5 for the height. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 divided by 2, 5 square inches for this triangle also. So now I have all of the areas for all 3 shapes. Area for both triangles and my rectangle. Now, think about how we do our irregular shapes. Once we find the area of each shape, what's our final step? Yeah, we got to add it. We have to find the sum of all 3 of these. So we have 5 plus 15, which will give me 20, and then plus 5. So 15 plus 5, 20, plus the other 5, that'll give me 25. So that means that the area of my trapezoid is going to be 25 square inches. Alrighty? Alrighty. And that's our little mini lesson on finding the area of our trapezoids. You can pause this video, you can rewind it, watch it again. Alrighty? Alrighty. I hope this helps. Make sure you email me if you have any questions. Bye.